What if you built the perfect machine, a machine so advanced, so overwhelmingly capable, that the moment you finished it you realized you could never ever let anyone else have one? Not your allies, not your closest friends, not for any price. This isn't a hypothetical scenario from a science fiction film, this is the real-world story of an aircraft. The United States government spent billions of dollars developing it, then passed a federal law making it illegal to sell to any other country on Earth. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? To create something so successful that its very success becomes its own prison. This machine is the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, 5th generation single-seat, twin-engine, all-weather stealth tactical fighter. That is a lot of adjectives, but each one is important. For decades it has been the undisputed king of the skies, a benchmark against which all other fighter jets are measured. So why the secrecy? And that is a risk the United States has decided it will not take. Before we dive into the reasons for its guarded status, let's properly introduce the aircraft at the center of this story. The F-22 Raptor first took to the skies in 1997, but its development began much earlier, during the height of the Cold War. The United States Air Force needed a replacement for the F-15 Eagle, an incredibly successful fighter in its own right. The new aircraft, part of the Advanced Tactical Fighter program, had to be a generational leap forward. It needed to be able to fly into the most heavily defended airspace on the planet, eliminate any and all aerial threats, and return home without the enemy even knowing it was there. This was the dream. The result of that dream was the Raptor. It is not just an upgraded F-15, it is a complete reimagining of what a fighter jet can be. Think of it less like a car model upgrade and more like the difference between a horse-drawn carriage and a sports car. The F-22 combines a unique cocktail of capabilities that, until its arrival, had never been successfully integrated into a single airframe. It has extreme stealth, the ability to fly at supersonic speeds without using afterburners, a feature called Super Cruise incredible maneuverability, and advanced integrated avionics that give the pilot a godlike view of the battlefield. This combination is what makes the F-22 a true 5th-generation fighter. It is the ultimate multi-tool in an aerial chessboard, capable of playing any role required of it. Coming in at number 5 on our countdown, something that might sound simple but has huge implications: the staggering cost. The F-22 Raptor is, by any measure, one of the most expensive fighter jets ever produced. The total program cost ran into the tens of billions of dollars. When you divide that by the relatively small number of jets that were actually built, just 187 operational aircraft, the price per plane becomes astronomical. Depending on how you do the math, each F-22 costs somewhere between $150 million and over $350 million. That is an almost unbelievable amount of money for a single tactical asset. This immense cost has a direct impact on the decision to not export it. Think about it this way. If you sell this technology to another country, you are not just selling them an airplane. You are selling them the keys to a very, very expensive kingdom. They would need to invest billions more in specialized maintenance facilities, pilot training simulators, and a secure supply chain for spare parts. Furthermore, the production line for the F-22 was officially shut down in 2011. The specialized tools, the jigs, and the institutional knowledge of the assembly line workers have been dismantled or repurposed. To restart production for a foreign buyer would cost an eye-watering amount of money, likely billions of dollars, before a single new aircraft could even be built. This makes any potential sale a non-starter from a purely economic perspective. This financial wall is the first layer of protection around the Raptor's secrets, and it's a very effective one. Our fourth reason is where things start to get really interesting. It's the capability the F-22 is most famous for: its stealth. Stealth doesn't mean invisible to the naked eye. It means it's incredibly difficult for radar to detect. The F-22 was designed from the ground up to have an exceptionally small radar cross-section, or RCS. Imagine radar as a searchlight in a dark room. Most aircraft are like a giant mirror reflecting light back. The F-22 is like a tiny black marble. From the front, its RCS is reportedly the size of a steel marble. This isn't achieved with just a special coat of paint. The entire shape is designed to deflect radar waves away from the receiver. The angles of the wings, the tail fins, the air intakes, every surface is precisely aligned to scatter electromagnetic energy. Even the cockpit canopy has metallic elements embedded in it. To prevent radar waves from bouncing off the pilot's helmet inside, all weapons are carried in internal bays, keeping the jet's external profile perfectly clean and slippery. When those bay doors open to launch a missile, they do so for only a fraction of a second. The real secret is not just the shape, but the materials. The F-22 is coated in a top-secret radar-absorbent material, or RAM. RAM acts like a sponge for radar energy, absorbing a significant portion of incoming waves. The exact composition of this coating is one of the military's most closely guarded secrets. That uncertainty is, in itself, a powerful weapon. At number 3, we move beyond the physical airframe into the jet's digital soul, its highly integrated avionics. If the F-22's stealthy body is its shield, its advanced software is its brain and nervous system. The Raptor was one of the first aircraft to feature sensor fusion. Traditional fighters have separate systems. Radar electronic warfare receivers communications other sensors. Pilots must scan different screens and mentally piece it together. It's like trying to watch 5 different television channels at once. The F-22 does that work for the pilot. It ingests data from its AESA radar passive electronic detection systems off-board sources. Other aircraft satellites all via a secure data link. The central computer fuses it into one intuitive battlefield picture. The pilot doesn't just see a blip. They see a symbol that identifies the contact marks friend or foe, shows trajectory, and flags threat level. Chaos becomes clarity. This is a revolutionary advantage. It reduces pilot workload and frees mental capacity for tactics. It's a risk far too great to take. Our runner-up, the second biggest reason for the F-22's exclusivity, is its raw performance, specifically its engines and its maneuverability. The F-22 is powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney F119 engines. These are not just ordinary jet engines, they are technological marvels. Each one can produce around 35,000 pounds of thrust with the afterburner engaged. This gives the Raptor a thrust-to-weight ratio of well over 1:1, meaning the engines produce more thrust than the entire weight of the aircraft. In simple terms, this allows the F-22 to accelerate straight up into the sky like a rocket. But the real party trick is something called supercruise. Most jets can only break the sound barrier by using their afterburners, which is kind of like flooring the gas pedal in a car. It injects raw fuel into the engine's exhaust, providing a massive but temporary boost in power at the cost of burning fuel at an incredible rate. The F-22's F119 engines are so efficient and powerful that they can push the jet past Mach 1.5, 1.5 times the speed of sound, without using the afterburners. This allows it to maintain supersonic speeds for extended periods, covering vast distances quickly without rapidly draining its fuel tanks. This ability fundamentally changes the rules of air combat. An F-22 can arrive at a fight faster, engage, and then leave faster than any opponent. Exposing these engines, their materials, their cooling systems, their control logic, to the outside world would give away a core piece of America's aerospace technological advantage, one that took decades and billions to perfect. We have arrived at the #1 reason why the F-22 Raptor is America's forbidden fighter. It's not the cost, the stealth, the software, or the engines alone. It is the synergistic combination of all these elements into one seamless, deadly package. This is the F-22's secret sauce. Any one of its features is impressive, but having all of them working together in perfect harmony is what makes the jet so overwhelmingly dominant. It is a concept known in military circles as a system of systems. The F-22 is not a single system, it is a network of interlocking, mutually supportive systems. Think about how these capabilities compound each other. Its supercruise ability allows it to get into position quickly. Its stealth allows it to remain undetected as it does so. Its advanced sensor fusion gives the pilot a perfect picture of the battle space long before the enemy knows a threat is near. The pilot can then use the jet's speed and maneuverability to get into an optimal firing position, launch missiles from its internal bays while remaining undetected, and then use its speed to exit the area before the enemy can even begin to react. It's a perfect loop of lethality. This integration is the real technological marvel. This is the ultimate reason for the export ban. You cannot simply sell one part of the F-22. The F-22 is more than a jet. It is the physical embodiment of a military doctrine, and that is a secret you never share. The decision to cap production at 187 operational aircraft and forbid its export has cemented the F-22's status as a near-mythical machine. For over 2 decades, it has remained the apex predator of the skies, an unchallenged benchmark of air power. Its exclusivity means no other air force has had the opportunity to train with it regularly. This creates a profound and persistent knowledge gap. Potential adversaries are forced to design next-generation aircraft air defense systems based on assumptions intelligence reports the occasional public demonstration. They are, in effect, shooting in the dark. This strategy has proven remarkably effective. In its first combat deployment over Syria, the F-22's primary role was not to shoot down other planes. Instead, it flew high and fast deep inside hostile airspace using advanced sensors to vacuum up electronic data, building a clear picture of the battlefield for Allied forces. It became the invisible quarterback, directing the entire air campaign without ever firing a shot in anger.